All right, everybody, welcome to the stream. Of course, it is Papa Powell's Day. So in preparation of Papa Powell coming out, I thought I'd wear my boomer costume. Got to get those turtlenecks back in fashion, you know, y'all. Anyway, we've got the market going on here. Of course, we do have some greens coming through after that scary scuff coming out of Afghanistan yesterday. Kind of hurt the markets initially, and then they did recover. Do we think it's going to be red? Do we think it's going to be green? Guys in the chat, everybody spam it now. Red, green, let us know what you think. Will Papa Powell bring the markets back into the green zone? Without further ado, probably best to get into the charts here and have a chat about which stocks have been moving well, which haven't. You'll see most of them kind of a little bit red yesterday. Some of the notables that we've talked about for a while here, the old snowflake coming in strong. We also had CRM holding up barely. We had the SPLK coming down and actually offering an amazing entry. I got to say, I was very, very happy with that entry. Thank you very much, SPLK. Nothing wrong with the Splunk. I mean, that's a solid pattern, guys. The solid. I mean, in terms of TA, that's a solid pattern. You know what I mean? That is an inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, for anyone that doesn't know. Monster volatility coming off the 160. Big bounce back to here. You would hope there's always buyer demand around this level, but that's what it is. It's a big trade. It's a big opportunity. Will it come in? Time will tell, but certainly looks quite nice on the charts. That's the type of thing a lot of people do look for. Here's on the daily, shows the same thing. You can see the double-headed dragon down there. And then you've got here the weekly. It also shows up. Nice big recovery. Would like to see it kind of close above all these previous wicks. So hopefully today's session does hold up. SPLK definitely in focus at the moment. But what do you guys think about the Papa Powell? Are we scared of his tapering? Let's have a look at what he has been saying in all of his little cronies. Here's the crony Mabil. We'll bring that up onto the big screen. One sec. We'll just quickly get rid of the comments here. So this was handed out in the public Discord. If you don't have access to the public Discord, why not get in there? I'll give them a shout out. It was sent by Simon A. Thank you very much, Simon A, for providing this. So this was the FOMC Hawk Dove analysis. Basically, we had the old Powell himself over here. He's always there in his little scale over here with his other friends. And then they were talking about what they're going to do. Here's some comments taken. Now, this is the Bloomberg terminal. So this was comments taken from a Bloomberg terminal. George expects recent high inflation readings to moderate. Blah, blah, blah. Good arguments for tapering faster than last time. They were pretty slow last time, guys. He's talking about, obviously, global financial crisis. Then he said, then she says, open-minded on, I didn't know it was a lady, sorry. She's open-minded on pace of taper and when it ends. Economy growing at a strong rate, through Delta is a risk. Of course, this is a discussion point. And Fed should get started this year on tapering bond buys. Now, when we think about when they're all kind of thinking about doing it, most people's consensus has been November. Okay, November is the talk of the taper. I don't think the market will be really too worried about that initially. If it does sell off, remember, it was precursored by Wall Street to make you think that it's a massive issue. All right. If it sells off, they will effectively be just saying, oh, hey, you know, oh, we're really worried about it. They're just doing it to make a fuss. Again, is that something that really changes the rhetoric? I don't believe so. That is one of those things where even though everyone's talking about it maybe in the papers, the more negative those papers go, let's just say that was the excuse. Suddenly the Afghan stuff and that becomes the excuse. Unfortunately, you know, the Afghan stuff, that is not going to end that's not going to end the bull run. So remember, it's cutting the crap when we're talking about this fundamental analysis stuff. If they do begin earlier and then the market does fall, it's really a buy the dip style scenario. It just depends how far they want it to fall. So I'm very optimistic on the markets. I tend to agree more with the Cathie Wood side of things, though maybe not 100% the positivity she has and everything in terms of the markets. Just remember that it is going to be bullish over the next couple of years, in my opinion. Will there be little bust ups? Will there be little pullbacks? Of course there will. Of course there will. Absolutely. All right, let's move over here to some other currencies and stuff. We don't want currencies. Why are we on this Get rid of that one. There we go. Some problems with TradingView before, which was a bit unfortunate. So we'll start going through all of the major indices. Let me see if I can get them up. There we go. We'll start off with the Nasdaq here. So where's the Nasdaq? 15,328. By the way, it seems to be most of you guys are thinking green, 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 green all the way. Few people red, few people green. Split down the middle is how I'd like to think about it. Welcome to the 550 people joining us this morning as well. Thank you for smashing that like button. Get us over 100 if you can. If we haven't already got there, I do really appreciate it. So this is the US 100. This is where we're at coming into the Papa Powell. He talks at 10 a.m. The market opens obviously in less than an hour from now. So if you want to get access to that stream, you can jump over to the public Discord again. I've put in the Kansas City Fed. I believe it's on Kansas City Fed. It'll be on some other places as well if you want to have a listen to what's going on. Let's have a look at the line chart because this is really dirty stuff. Whenever you're not sure about where key support resistances are, you always got to come over to the line chart because the line chart shows you the closes. And if you're not doing that as a TA, kind of a technical analyst, you're kind of making a mistake, I feel, or not utilizing something that can maybe make it a little bit cleaner. And then you can switch it over to the candle chart and see if it makes sense. So there's a lot of noise here. How I like to perceive a market like this is in many ways, it has absolutely no idea what it wants to do. If you're thinking about the bull side here, you could say, okay, it's coiling, getting ready for a breakout above, and then moving towards that 15,400 ahead of the Fed. Absolutely, there's valid case in that. There's also a huge amount of wicking action that happened through yesterday and the previous sessions. And if we actually bring it down, you'll notice there's no body closes underneath 15,275. So it got underneath 15.3, belted down, belted back up, belted down. If you're in a market like this that's so volatile over a few hours, you know it's not going to act as technically to the breaks because it's reacting to a piece of news. It used to be what happens when Trump used to tweet. You saw it like go like this quite a lot. So that was one of the things that did happen quite a lot back then. We're stuck at this zone. Realistically, a point kind of like yesterday, that's a bit of an issue for it. I don't think it's clear what the markets want to do. And I know you guys come here for clarity on markets, come here for my opinion. That's not a market that I would trade personally for the day trade. I would have to see how the open occurs and whether we get some more clarity. Clarity, things like this, movement up, movement back down, small time frame change. I would probably take something like that for the rest of the day into the trade here. In terms of the sell-off kind of venture, I would be looking for it to get underneath this zone, retest from the bottom up, and then show me small time frame, change of trend, probably a 1 minute there because you'd have to be fast, and then I'd take it short. I do need more direction from this particular chart. We have a donation coming in here from Value Trader, like the name, sir, $10. Thank you very much. Thanks for your content. No worries, bro. And as I always said, that selling credit is so easy. I started selling credit spreads and I'm hooked. Thoughts on CCJ? Look, credit is easy, but you've got to manage your risk. Okay, it's not hard to go sell some puts and be correct. Naked puts. It's very easy to be correct. In fact, you will be correct a huge amount of the time. But remember that there is a possibility that in a week, e.g. the pandemic, e.g. the global financial crisis, that particular stock could dump 30%. Now, if you're going to sell naked puts, there is a risk there. So that's why I always say when you're selling credit, think about spreading it up. Think about selling credit spreads instead. What you're doing there is you're really limiting the amount of risk that you're taking and you're standardizing it. Are you going to make as much per trade? No, but you'll be in the game longer. And what that will allow you to do is, let's say you're chipping away, you're making a little bit of coin all the time. Okay, you're selling your puts, you're selling your credit spreads, you're selling all sorts of things. And then all of a sudden one day, bang, market drops 15%. You've been saving all of this money on the side. Are you going to lose on those spreads potentially if they're on the sell side and in terms of you're selling credit on the put side? Yes, you may. However, you're getting an opportunity to start to create your long-term investment plan, your long-term investment in stocks, in high-quality positions in indices. So see how it kind of marries up with each other. While that's going to look like a bad week and you are going to take a loss on the ledger, If you had just sold puts, well, you might be getting, of course, executed onto those or all sorts of big problems that can happen. But on the other flip side, if that does occur, you can go and potentially pick up some really nice longer term positions with the credit that you've made. So I'm very glad that you're doing well. And we'll take a look at CCJ for you. Camaco. All right. Daily. Obviously looked at this once before. Ooh, little bit rejection-y, isn't it? So this is coming off the 1750.43 zone. One rejection, two rejections, no follow through. Let's go to the 4 hour. We're looking really for a little bit of rejections here. So we want that follow through to occur in terms of the sell side. If you're thinking about taking it long, you need a closure above. So closure above will take out a lot of stop losses here. That will allow it to move to the next level. And you know where the next level is going to be pretty clearly around that 1830 zone. And on the downside, what you're doing is you're looking for the closure below here and then further selling off, ideally to around this level, maybe 1650. So a little bit of a sell off there. Nothing too much to note other than that. Let's go to the weekly. Weekly filled the gap. It's looking stronger. Where the big participation from a lot of people will come in will be at this resistance. So that's where you'll get that really nice participation phase coming through here. Low, bust out, could be a stop hunt, full rejection, and then flow through. We talked about this a little bit in pins, how it sometimes goes a little bit lower just to take out everyone's stop losses. Anyone that's been studying Wyckoff theories as well will understand that even though not everything's a Wyckoff accumulation or Wyckoff distribution, a lot of this type of stuff in the market is really about stealing coins. It's about stealing your cash. It's about stealing your position, hurting your psychology, pushing it a little bit too far, and then it suddenly rebounds and you think, oh, if only I held that position. And you'll find it always gets everybody right at the point where all of their credit gets taken out, all their leverage gets taken out. And that's when they believe the market's against them. So it looks okay on the charts. Nothing amazing, unfortunately. If you're selling credit, or in terms of puts and stuff, obviously your biggest support's around that 1550 zone. Thank you very much. Will I check SPY? Absolutely, I will. In compared, certainly will. And then Britsu says SPRT is going crazy. Yes, so I heard that this is moving off, I assume, Wall Street bets and some other people finding that stock. And it's up 130% right now, 45.36. One thing about this stock, because it has gone once before, is it is a pumpy dumpy, guys. Pumpy dumpy. Come on now. Do we think this is not pumpy dumpy? It looks kind of pumpy dumpy to me, but I don't understand the way. Kim Langer says, I'm on it, Franklin. Very good. Georgiov says, SPRT is pumpy dumpy. Yes. Coming in near 50 too. Very big psychological zone. Stops at around 20 yesterday. Initially stopped just underneath 10 and then sold off. Ooh. Scary stuff. That looks pumpy dumpy. How long does it go on for? I think it's a great opportunity of scaling. Stephen Eldridge coming in, loving on the PLTR. You're very, very consistent with loving that stock, aren't you? And then we've got Kim Langer, $1 Australian. Thank you very much for the support of the channel. Appreciate it here. And then we've got Kim Langer, $5 Australian. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Can Neo regain 39 cents? Who is your favorite Power Ranger? The red one, bro. The red one, Kim. Yes. The red one was the best Power Ranger. Which is your favorite Power Ranger? I'm going to go with the red one. I just like the red one. I don't know. I can't even remember. Was there a green one? I know I didn't like... I think I liked the green one as well, but mostly the red. Now, we'll go with the red. It was the main... I think that's the only thing I remember about the show other than them fighting some lady or something. I don't know. I really don't remember it that much, but I haven't watched the reboot, so that's probably why. Red, red, red. That's the way. So when you say Neo, is this like this particular stock, or are you misspelling N-I-O, as in Neo, the car company. 39 cents. What is it, a crypto? Must be a crypto. Not the crypto. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Chat, can you help me out here? Which Neo are we talking about? I need to know. I actually don't mind this. This looks pretty sweet. Nice, beautiful resistance here. What is this? Medical nursing services stock. Daily. Probably looks a lot better on the weekly, doesn't it? I just look at the weekly and be pretty happy with that one. Ah, Car Neo. Oh, okay. No worries. Here we go. Very good. Car Neo. 39 bucks is what you mean. $39. Dollarinos. You're getting close to testing a few things here. Look, I don't really understand. I know they had a crash or something like that, but I haven't really followed Neo's car production. This, from a technical standpoint, though, seems pretty obvious to me. You've got bust down here, and now you're putting pressure on the upside. You've got that clear gap that the market's going to want to close, and 39.57 seems to be this problem area. So we're going to come in today at 38.52. If we get past 39.57, I feel like there's a rally that could come in here. Let's have a look at the weekly chart on Neo. So the weekly chart back to the 50, which is where it's bounced once, twice, 3 times. It must bounce here again. The daily looks okay, actually, for even a lightning bolt. Let's go to the 4-hour. So here again, trough, peak, higher trough, higher peak through this zone. I quite like this zone for a buy close. If a close comes through, it should be able to get quite a lot stronger. Be good stuff. YOLO boy 6969 says CRM 350 when? Wow, that's a big aim there on CRM. Come back in a few years, sir. This is not the type of stock that I would be buying expecting better than 20% in a year. This is a slow burner, guys. Like, I think it's been cheap for a while. I liked it a lot at 200, 220, that kind of range, more as a long-term investment. If I was to have a client and they said to me, Tom, I like the tech side, which one would you be looking at? This definitely would have been one of my sleepers back here. Has other things outperformed it? Absolutely. Other things have outperformed it, but I'm pretty confident in this kind of position. And if you're getting 20% out of it and you felt very confident in it, then that's the type of thing that I like to buy. It's more for that considered kind of investor that sits there and says, I don't really want to lose a huge amount of money, but I want to be able to hold some tech. Other than the clean FANG stocks, this was another one that was there. Let's see what everybody else said about the Power Rangers. White or green? Green or black? Green, white, Voltron over Power Rangers. Green. And people seem to like green. Brett C says, Tom, can you explain the psychology behind selling a profitable stock after earnings and div announcements? Selling psychology behind selling a profitable stock after earnings and div announcements. Oh, absolutely. It's all about the stock leading into something like that. So when you've got to think about it, the easiest way to say this, and then we'll do this one, is really, if you think about Apple, all right, Apple has a tendency to buy into the announcement. Think about it this way. If you have earnings, so here's our earnings on Apple, and it's lackluster since earnings. Not uncommon, by the way, and we talked about it here on the channel, how it runs in. In fact, Apple's run-in is famous throughout the stock market world, especially in terms of the more sophisticated investors. If you have a stock going from here to here, so this is a gain, let me do a percentage here, of 19%, a very great gain over that period of time. It has to really knock the lights out to do it. And it's a big trap for retail traded stocks. Generally, the most popular stocks tend to do this. They run in anticipation and they sell here, because what happens is all of the retail herd, all the kind of more newbie people, all the mums and dads, unfortunately, that are getting in, they start to buy it here because they hear from Jimmy, they hear from Harry, they hear from Sarah. They're all saying, buy Apple, Apple. Oh my goodness, it's going into earnings. It's going to be the biggest. And then all the media starts hyping it up. Things amazing. It looks great. All of them purchase in, and then it lackluster for quite a while or declines. So it's really just a technique used by Wall Street to really kind of pump that stock, pump the idea of it's all going to be great so they can dump it into you. And yeah, it's very common, very common. So the psychology is if a market is running heavily into an event, especially a big one, it's usually a buy the rumor, sell the fact kind of thing. And I usually don't take those, or I scale them heavily off after the earnings period. Ant-Man New Zealand, $5. Love your work. Thank you very much, Ant-Man. Appreciate it. Can you please have a look at SoFi? Sure can. And we'll get back into some of our other stuff. SoFi continues to look weak here. So we talked about this one, I believe. We talked about this level being a big issue for it. Previous supports becoming resistance. Long leg doji, unfortunately, closes underneath. That's not a good signal for it. At this stage, I'd be more bearish than bullish. Obviously, it's hard to be bear in the markets, but yeah, that doesn't really look great. I would like to see it close back above here for you to be very positive into it to the 1761. But here, good volume, really nice volume, but it didn't quite make it. Long leg doji, you needed the closure above, and then you had that signal that participation was in, things were looking good, and you can move to the next level. Thank you for the donation, but I don't have the best of news there. So to reiterate to people, we're coming in green here into the market, obviously up and down and all around. Yesterday, due to quite a few things that are going on in the geopolitical and obviously the stuff going on in Afghanistan, all sorts of things happening. I'll reiterate this again to people. No matter what you hear come out of Jerome, no matter how the market reacts, especially if it reacts negatively, I don't believe that this is a big issue, okay? They're going to do it. They're going to do it slow as. Obviously, they'll eventually talk about interest rates. That'll be another big conundrum. I never think about what the Fed is doing as a big issue to the market over the long term because they could always just put it back in place. Yeah, it's not a big issue. But if the market treats it like it's a big issue, it's one of those ones that you can put to the side and you can say, okay, I'm really not worried about this. This is potentially a buy the dip scenario. Now, you can go into it however you feel like, but that's the way I feel about it. The other thing is I still maintain over the next couple of years, the only problem to the stock market is going to be that one. I'm not going to say it because I get demonetized if I say it, but that is unfortunately the truth of where we are in the world and what could potentially happen over the next decade. Obviously, a lot of the metrics that I follow there, they're not like 30 or 25% chance anymore. They're a little bit higher. And you can go read some very good people's thoughts on that. And I hope, please, I hope that doesn't exist. And I'm going to definitely invest like it doesn't exist. But that is the only real issue that I currently see, other than every other problem in the money system. But that's way far off. That's way far off. We'll come back to that in a few years, e.g. a decade or something, or at least 6 years or so. So here's where the US 500 is at. It came down. It closed underneath 44.80, quickly bought up, and then sold back off down to this 44 kind of 70 zone. We're going to come into the market around here. Now, as I say, fake market futures, why do we care about fake market futures? We don't. So here is the real market, SPX or SPY. You can use either of the codes in TradingView. And this is where we kind of expect to open up, somewhere around 44.80. Now, I know it's 44.82 right now, so you think, oh, Tom, that's not much of a prediction. It's the generalized kind of thought process behind markets. They tend to open right at a key resistance or at a key support ahead of decent news, ahead of a bigger event, ahead of anything like that. And I don't think today's the hugest event, but it could still be a catalyst that sells the market or makes the market buy up. Resistance, support, support, resistance again. If we open here, this actually is where sellers of people that are looking at this chart might come in and have a crack at the market. If we close above this level, we move up to here, which is around 4487. And then I would hope it pulls back, goes back through. And if that type of event occurs, then we can move back to 4500. So it's all about putting the chips in your favor as much as you can, as much as you can. Mohammed Al Masari, AED, $25. Hey, Tom, loving the quality streams. Thank you very much. Could you check out MCHP, please? Is that an inverse head and shoulders? And thoughts on core PCE numbers? Oh, I haven't really paid much attention to them. I funnily enough barely look at a lot of the numbers here. I look at it kind of over a month period. And the main reason is a lot of people get knocked down into this numbers game. I've talked about how sometimes too much information is bad for your trading. And I kind of believe that's like too many people's opinions is sometimes bad for your trading as well. You've got to leave your opinion at the door and follow the price action. Let's have a look at MCHP for you. And thank you very much for the generous donation there. But yes, with this market, even if it does sell off and it sells off today, I think there are some points here. 44.50 could be met by demand. And then we've got the chance of some demand coming in very strong around this 20 moving average as well. So anywhere here, even if it sells off, there'll be some decent demand buy zones here. If we end up closing at the 20, well, again, that's still a buy the dip style scenario from at least how Wall Street looks at it. And if we did get back down to the 50 quickly, I'd be worried for the market. All right. So that's the real bad case. At this point, I'd be worried for the market and I'd be saying, okay, here comes our September dip. I think it's a good thing personally, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But a lot of you will disagree with me and you'll be wanting no more than this. And then woohoo, to the moon, to the moon, guys. That's where we need to go. But yes, at this stage, it's looking all right. I think the market's looking okay. Better to be a bull than a bear, unfortunately, but it's true. Well, not unfortunately, it's a good thing, but yeah, if you're a bear, it is tough. MHCP looks really nice. Sometimes you just see a chart and go, instantly you think, I could see that it wasn't too bad here. Yeah, I tend to like this type of thing. It's gotten through these peaks, no matter how you draw this line, whether you go wick to wick or whatever. You've got a nice, really good sequence here. Trough, peak, high, trough, high, peak coming through on the weekly, 156. You've got a good amount of consolidation. So it's been sitting here since March. This is a semiconductor stock, so it makes sense. Overall looks quite strong. Semiconductors tend to perform okay at this time of year. Yeah, strong close, man. Strong close. Next level, let's have a look. It'll be an uncharted space. So it stopped here at 166. Who knows why that? 160-ish was kind of the big key. So 180 would be probably your next level that you're looking for over the longer term or medium term. Did come back to mean reversion. That's good. There's a lot to like about that chart. Looks good. Looks good. John S says, I hope Harry peace. We still remember Harry, yes. Yeah, I hope Harry wasn't one of the Tesla Leap guys. Yeah, that's true. Thank you very much to the 1,038 viewers coming through today as well. 1,050 now. Thanks for the likes, guys, and thank you for the donations. I do appreciate them. Absolutely. Yes, B, Canadian $5. Good morning, my friend. Good morning, yes. What time is Powell speaking? 10 a.m. ET. So 10 a.m. New York. If you don't know what that is, it's, well, Canada, you'll kind of, or Canada, you'll know. But basically half an hour after the market opens is when he's meant to speak. Can you please look at ADA? Looks like it's heading to 325. You guys just keep upping it. I thought 3 was the level you wanted. Now you want 325. You got very close to that, didn't you? All right, let's have a look here at the daily. Let's think about it. Yeah, oh, it hit the level 250. What did we say, guys, the other day? 250, you know? Damn. Not bad. Yes, look, it would want to crack 3 next time it comes up. You are correct. 325. Has it had a tendency to stop at 25s? 150, 175-ish, fair enough. Cracked 2, went 250 almost immediately. Stops at 150-ish. Stops at 225-ish, fair enough. Yeah, I think the 25 is fair. Absolutely. I kind of feel like if it does get unleashed, though, it might even go for 350. Probably a good place to practice some scaling. Yeah, some scaling would be the way to go. if you're not sure when someone like Powell and stuff is coming out to have a discussion or have one of these chats, make sure you do get some kind of economic calendar. Now, obviously, I'm still using this one, but I don't really recommend it. And that is the Forex Factory one. I just like it. I'm old school, guys. Sometimes I started on this one back in 2009. So you can't really hate on me for using it still a little bit because I just got used to it. You get used to things. This is something I got used to. I just see the little red. And I don't think this has changed at all since I started. I don't believe this entire whole bulletin board is pretty much exactly as it was. But you can get them off Market Watch. You can get them off plenty of other websites. And that will just give you all your little bit of red news. You can see ahead and make sure you have an economic calendar. Another good thing that you want to be able to see is when data comes out here, like core PCE index, which I have no real comment to say on. I know that you asked me about it before, one of the donators, but yeah, nothing really to say here. On target, whatever, it is what it is. I like being able to see how wrong they are. And this one tends to be pretty close. So nothing too much there. Yeah, not every bit of news matters. It's just the culmination of them all together that matters a lot more. ADA, I do tend to like it. It's a good coin. Nothing wrong with the ADA. Long leg doji could be coming in on the weekly if it closed here. It won't, but if it did. 3 closure will create a lot of hype. So I think scaling opportunities, 325, 350, both make a lot of sense. $10 levels. If that happens on the stream, like if that happens in the next 6 months, $10 ADA, I have to do something very special because that's insane. Rio Raw says it will happen. And I'm assuming that's got to do with ADA. And then Malav Shah says thoughts on Amazon. Don't worry, we will cover that very, very soon. Someone says audio is bad. I think audio should be pretty good. I got the expensive mic, guys. This is the Shure SM7B. It should be as good as it can be. No audio? I think you guys are trolling me. Definitely a little bit of troll there. The upper decks it's Tom, SPRT. Yeah, let's have a look at where SPRT is now. I guess we're going to have to watch this one into the open. 114.42. It's already come down. Oh, no. 3 minutes. It was so close to 50 before. I really liked that 50 zone. That was sweet. All right, let me quickly scroll through here, make sure I haven't missed any donators. I don't believe I have. Yes, good luck at the ADA. Everyone else, good luck. It's going to be good. Dav G says, I see. No, I get it. Let's have a look at IWM for yesterday. Let's look at the daily here. So IWM opening at 220. It continues to be the weakest index. If you like the idea of shorting, then shorting the smaller companies is always the greater kind of chance of success. And the reason why is because the first thing to tip over is often the small companies. It's kind of like when we have a look at this weekly chart and you think about how smashed, I mean, this was smashed. It went from 168 down to 95. You compare that to the SP500. You compare that to anything else. The Russell was more aggressive. And then you think about the recoup of the Russell, 141% on an index. And look at the November recoup. Amazing gains to be had there in the second session. And a lot of people would have thought, oh, well, it's the end of it here. That was a great rally. Thank you very much. And then this second rally comes in, and now we're stuck in a massive hold range. So if you like shorting the market, this could be always a opportunity towards the short side. The other thing that tends to also fail quite a lot when markets are getting shorted can be the financial index. The financial index. Big Dipper, $2. USO, please. Absolutely. Let's have a look. And then we've got Jay Nibble says, hey, Tom, any thoughts on Baba, Baidu, Chinese stocks in general? Yeah, we'll talk about it very soon. So let's go to USO, United States Oil Fund. Weekly has come off some support. Doesn't seem to have that much glorious return on it, really. A lot of these energy stocks moving a lot slower than I thought originally they would. considering the underlying, the actual oil has done quite well. It is on support. There's nothing strong technically here, Big Dipper, but it is on support. You can really see this previous resistance around 45. It did gap underneath there and then quickly recoup that, which is good news for you. Guess I kind of feel like these are all a little bit undervalued now. Maybe if it pulls back to this level again, I'd be looking for longs. I don't think it's a very clean chart, unfortunately. Let's go 4 hour. Getting above the moving averages, which is good. It's probably more of an investment chart than a trading chart. And from an investment standpoint, it doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look terrible. Jay Nibble asking about Baba, Baidu, etc. Before we go into those, Jay Nibble, let's have a quick look around the rest of the market here. Go to gold first. Bloody gold. Look at it doing its thing. So gold broke above 1,800. You'd have to think, I mean, coming into Papa Powell's speech is the big issue here. You got long leg doji, decision made, bullish movement, nice. Then you've got a pull back to this zone, nice. This is the type of thing that you're starting to see that real recovery come through here in gold. And then you've got the Papa Powell coming through soon. See, for a lot of people, this would be a decent area to start picking this thing up and going towards that 1830 zone. I know for a fact the big options are sitting on top of the 1840, and I think it's like the 1760 on the bottom, something around there. So it's right around the zone that a lot of people will be trying to pick this up. But Powell will move this market. I would be surprised if gold and the dollar index do not move. And look how the DXY is also reacting. See this resistance? We've talked about this for days on the channel now. It's at the resistance ahead of the Powell. It's looking for the taper. Give it to me. Give it to me, Papa Powell, it says. We just need to go up. Big range here, DXY. Very interesting trades that hopefully will lead to some good currency trades, some good gold trades, some good commodity trades next week. US oil also finding strength here coming into this 69.50 a barrel. Really nice little, this is a good little follow through candle occurring here. Long leg doji, rejection candle, bullish close, decision made, and you get that slingshot effect. A fantastic day trading style candle, that one. Scott Morgan coming in, $5. Need some educational content on taking profit. I keep getting great entry points, but then I semi-panic and sell too early and watch the stock to continue to run. Scott, how you've been watching this stream for ages, bro. All right, Scott, that's it. All right, Scott, I'm talking to you only, okay? No one else in the chat right now. Why are you not scaling, Scott? Come on, man. Come on, man. Why are you not scaling? I don't know what you're doing. Why don't you just scale in a demo account and see if you do better? Come on. You love DKNG so much, but then you're not hodling that DKNG. I'm very disappointed in you, Scott. Very disappointed. Now that I've attacked Scott, even though he's donated to us, look, it's all about scaling, man. You know this. When you hit those key take profit levels, you've got to make sure that you think about, okay, what was my plan leading into this trade, all right? You've got to have a plan. It's not, entry's easy, guys. Entry's the easiest thing in the world. I buy the Apple. I'm going to win long term. I'm a genius, okay? I'm a winner. I buy Apple any price. But it doesn't matter. I come back in 6 months and I'm up. Something like that, you know? Suddenly I'm a genius of the markets. Well, if you get into a trade, you've got to say, what is my target? Am I going to take it all off here, or am I going to start scaling out? Practice the scale, man. Practice the scale. Remember, big, hideous hedge fund, Wall Street, nasty people, all they say is how much risk am I taking for my reward? They don't care about much other than literally not losing all their cash and how much risk do they have to take. Ratios are the things they talk about. So here is DKNG. You've been correct about it, man. You got the 60. I think it would have been a good take profit at the 60 personally, because I think that makes sense. But if you're in this and you're, say, taking it off here, why are you taking it off here? Why are you taking it off here? Scale out of it. Even at 60, maybe you only want to take half of your trade off. That'd be very sweet. It all comes down to what you're looking at. And you're doing good stuff, man. You were all crazy on it down here. You were crazy on it down here. I was believing in you here. Believe me, I talked a lot about this on the stream, and then it's done an amazing effort into the 60s. So if you're having problems, try scaling. That would be the way I'm doing. All right. Thank you very much. Jimmy Biera says, easy with the close-ups, Tom. You're making me look old. It's all right. People think I'm like 20 years old, bro. It's not yet. Blazing Ape, CRC 2,500 smackaroonies. I have no idea how much that is, but thank you very much. My little bro has the Bloomberg terminal at university, but nobody in the investment clubs knows how to utilize it. Yeah, it's insane. Any tips to pass along? Read the Goldman Sachs reports and the JP Morgan reports and those types of things. It's kind of interesting. The ones they send out to their clients. Have a check through some of those. There's some decent stuff in some of them and there's some good structural stuff in there. It depends what you're trading, especially if you're trading currency. Get hold of the currency options. It can be very good. I would basically just pull all the options data out of it, which you can now get pretty much for free or near free in a lot of places. E.g., our private trading room even has some of that now. I would go with options. Definitely look at the flow there. Get the reports if you can out of the terminal, and have a look at what some of those do. Because remember, they're being sent to some of their high net wealths as well, and some of them are really, really good. I've traded a few of them. They're not bad. It's more about getting the idea out of it. All the news feed, bugger that off. It's all a waste of time. Get rid of all that stuff. Get the raw data out of it. Raw data is the key. And also filter out like all of the analyst reports that are on either side to get the averages. Yeah. I've used Bloomberg Terminal for a little while, but I think options is probably the big thing that I was always used it for. And reading some of the good reports. Poor Scott. Scott Morgan says, Kevin and Martha Bashna was just virtually spanked. No, but I want you to, like, I know you're not going to forget now. That's the thing. Hey, I've done mentoring for a few people over the years, and oh man, I'm pretty annoying. Like some people, like I'll yell at them if they're doing the wrong thing. Don't worry about that. You gotta pay. Ultimately, if you're doing a mentor or a coach for somebody, really, what are they paying you for? They're doing something wrong, and you're trying to teach them to do something right. And it's like a personal trainer. If you go get a personal trainer, I need a personal trainer. And what is the personal trainer going to do? They're going to sit there and they're going to say, you keep going. Are they going to let you stop? A good one probably won't. They'll punish you. And then by the time you're out of there, you're hobbling around and you're like, please give me water. Please give me electrolytes. And you're on the ground and they're laughing at you. I mean, that's probably a good personal trainer, sadly enough. HJ Cal, new member. Thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate it. Thank you also to the 1,100 people coming through. We're 16 minutes off the market. I might have been having too many rants today, but that is because the market in some ways is waiting for the pop-up. The big Powell is coming. We can see here that the market's taken a little bit of a dive in recent minutes. Is it anything to be concerned about? Not really. Do I like trading a market into the Papa Powell? Not particularly if I'm a day trader. I like to see how it plays out and then start taking trades. There has been some excellent intraday trades here on the indices. Indices have been good. Currency's been good. Stocks have been mixed, I would think. So let's keep going through some of these stocks now. Actually, we'll do crypto for the crypto fans. Let's do the crypto. So we've talked a lot about this zone here. We've hit it twice, basically, and we've rejected 2 times. This is right on that 20 moving average, similar to last time, right around that 46K. This is mission critical for Bitcoin. It must hold this zone. If you see it close underneath here on the weekend, it could really be a free for all. 44, and my target would be around 42.5. And at that point, should you be worried about Bitcoin? I maintain only one thing matters in Bitcoin, and that is BTC shorts and the nasty whales. Remember, we are plankton, we are krill, we are the losers without the money like they have. And unfortunately, we must try to get on their backs. We don't want to be in front getting eaten. we want to be on their backs, rolling with those dudes. So the way I think about it is if these guys are starting to short heavy, I've paid attention to that every time. It's never held me back. It's never been a bad thing. And other than that, I just think it's a healthy pullback. Only thing at the moment increasing is ETH shorts. Ethereum shorts are increasing, and that's something to keep an eye on. Go back, have a look, analyze this, see how it's affected Ethereum over time. I would think that's something that's well worthwhile doing. And BTC, I think the critical point here is 46. Underneath, above, all those things will be need to look at. And if you're wondering about when things get more glorious, I kind of feel actually it could happen. You know, long leg doji here. Just need above here, back above 48. Boom. Let's go. I feel that's a pretty positive kind of sign here for BTC. What do you guys think? What's the chat think about it? Ant-Man, yes, I will be, but I'm doing it in a group session. So I'll be announcing that soon. It's going to be pretty cool. All right, let's talk about Tesla. HJ Cal says, Tesla up pre-market. We have to support a new member by giving them some love. So let's do this Tesla. Thank you very much again coming in here. So we got the level. We got that 690. Oh, we didn't quite get, what did we get? Low 697.62. Yeah, we knew. And then we've got $5, no, a little bit more than $5 above right now. This is the zone, guys. Elon needs to tweet. I want to see 5,000 robots already made. The Terminator is coming. And we just joked, guys, we've been ahead for 10 years. Let's see that today. Let's see some announcement randomly or something hopefully positive. Look, Tesla's right at the zone. And as I said today in the video, where is this? Look at this flow map. It went from being incredibly positive on the calls to all of a sudden negative puts all over Tesla. I feel like it opens it up. Even though the market, there's a lot here at 680, but even though the market is potentially going to go short and stuff, this is the key zone to be looking at here for Tesla. It needs to break past here. I feel like if it gets past this level, it's going to smash that 727 and we're on. We've got the trough, we've got the peak, we've got the higher trough, the higher peak, high trough, high peak. We've got a nice sequence pick up off this level, and pending the market can hold up, it really has to be it. I mean, if Tesla doesn't do it this time, take a look at this bigger picture. It's nasty stuff. Daily, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and no new peak, and it comes down tested again. Very, very bad. Whenever you test a trend line, you must make a new peak first. No lower peak. So this would be a peak, trough, lower peak, lower trough. Bad. Very bad. Very, very bad. I'd be kind of sad. Michael Blurry, whatever you guys call him in the chat there, he'd be coming out and he'd be so happy. He'd be making all the announcements. I'm short, guys. Look, I'm right. So you don't want that one. But for today, must hold this level. I'm with you guys. I hope it works. I really do. I hope it works. Tom, is BlackBerry back? Only Social Arb can answer that. Only Social Arb. Can I answer it? Well, maybe a technical level could answer it too. Yeah. Not really. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not great. I don't really think too much of this one. Matthew Davis says, Tom, I've got to say I love your stream. I'm a university law student. Congratulations. Who's been trading between classes, and your academic TA lessons have helped me so much when trading and investing. Cheers. Well, that's awesome, Matthew. And because you're going to be making the big bucks soon, you might have an amazing investment and trading career in your future. I mean, think about it. You could be making so much money. I don't know what it's called. Is it the bar? Is that something that people do in law? You could become one of those Boston legal people or suits people, or I don't know what else they are. But in any case, you're going into a highly paid profession. I wish you the best of luck. And don't do what surgeons do, all right? Surgeons lose all their money going crazy. They YOLO BlackBerry probably. I would not be surprised. Surgeons are some crazy, crazy people. Have we got any surgeons out there in the chat? I want to know. Any surgeons out there or anyone that knows crazy trading surgeons? It tends to be one of those careers that people go nuts on. So we're 9 minutes off here from the open, 39 minutes off from the Papa Powell's discussion. Let's do some rapid fire TA, what you guys like to see. And again, why I haven't been focusing on too much on the US 10-year is because Papa Powell will edit this today and then we'll have to come back. Same with the TLT. He'll edit whatever's going on here and we'll have to come back. VIX did spike. As we suspected, it would come down into the 16-15 and start to spike. No surprises there. VIX trading is hard. Square. Let's focus on the rapid fire. Today, what are we feeling? Middle of two zones. Could be a little bit negative. 255 support. It filled the gap. I don't really care for it in either way. Apple. Daily 20, very important level. As we said yesterday, we've never really seen a proper close follow through against it. This was a close and then just kind of went bullish straight away. A close underneath this would be negative. This is a zone where buyers have shown commitment before, pending Papa Powell. Look at the weekly long leg doji. Currently, the weekly sucks. I mean, you've got some really weird looking rejections and stuff going into a period of weakness. I'll bring up a stat for you. Did you know that Apple is only 45% of the time positive in September? An interesting point about that. You might say, oh, Tom, that's only a coin flip. Most of the time, it's like 65% positive. If you took the average, 65 to 70%. So 45 is actually its crappiest month of the year for Apple. Amazon, we've got a question about this before. Are we back with the Amazon buy the dip style scenario? I think we're getting pretty close to starting to put some good work in. This is the trend line. This is the break. This is the pull down, 3170. We're hitting a resistance right now, and I feel that we could be seeing a little bit of a dip and then hopefully a pickup. Lightning bolt would be ideal for taking the longer term position. I'm not down and out on Amazon. I just think it's kind of floating around the zone. Nothing great there. Google continues to be good, but as an investment, I'm sure it's solid. As a trade, not much there for us. Snowflake 305 probably takes a breather. Maybe a breather back down here to the 291 over the next couple of days. And then we're looking for a 320, 330 from that. Enphase, rejected twice. Oh, how I want a close above this, guys. Look, a close above this. Yes, let's go. That'd be so quick. So good. At this point, absolutely looks negative. You've got rejection, long leg doji, rejection, closure underneath here. If you're a nasty bear, you'll be looking to short that into 160 for Enphase. Keep moving. Microsoft, who cares? Weakness down to the 20 seems kind of like the more likely. ARK, you shouldn't be doing TA on this, but if you are looking at like the 113, actually looks weak, but I wouldn't even bother TA in that, neither with ARKG. Beam in the middle of nowhere, doesn't matter. Edit, still testing the resistance like the other one, doesn't really matter that much. CRISPR. Now, CRISPR is cheap compared to the other CRISPR stocks. You've got your trough, you've got your peak, you've got your higher trough coming through here. You're looking for a higher peak. 130 will be the cluster. Remember, these things get aggressive when they run. Look how it ran last time. So CRISPR could be on your watch list in the future. We've got about 6 minutes till the market opens, so let's keep going. Splunk, I really like the setup here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, pullback yesterday was a very good opportunity. I think that continues to look nice. CRM, wouldn't mind for it to fill down and fill the gap, 262, and then take long. Did hit my resistance of 270 yesterday, went higher. Probably a few people said you're stupid, Tom, but I like 270. Thought it was a good TP zone. Disney, so boring. So boring. QCOM, really boring as well. Should be a good seasonal at this stage. It does have a good 3-month track record over September, over August. Still sitting here doing not much, so that's unfortunate. TDOC, things do get interesting here. I'm looking for TDOC to pick back around. So ideally this and take an entry here from a technical base, and then of course take that fairly long. I think there's still some good opportunity in TDOC, but we need to see the flow through. We had a question about Barber before. It looked like junk. We talked about it. We talked about this. We talked about the sellers, the nasty creatures in Wall Street that were getting out of it again, and it's coming all the way back down. Be careful about buying the Baba dip. It is a sick stock. It must have proper accumulation turnaround. None of this. You got to be patient here, guys. You can make good money. You could be literally a soothsayer and come out and pick up certain levels and say, Tom, I made 10% in the day, bro. You stupid as. But catching these longtime veterans of the market, please come out, support me here in the chat. How many times have you caught falling knives and gotten burnt by dollar cost averaging that thing in? This is the type of stock, not saying this one will, but this is the type of thing that blows your account out backwards because you keep buying it and then you start selling some of your positions in gains. And then all of a sudden you're stuck there with this one position in Baba thinking, oh, please turn around. Please, please, please. We don't know what's going to happen in the geopolitical situation. That's why it's so cheap. Fundamentally, is it cheap? Absolutely. It's cheap. Baidu, also cheap. But look at the difference. Baidu's price action is actually better. We go over to JD. Look at JD's price action. Glorious in comparison. Beautiful double bottom. Beautiful pullback potential to 73. Again, geopolitical situation there, but very, very nice stuff. I think what's happening with Baba is a lot of that stuff with the Chinese government and them attacking them for a while there is really hurt their business. I'm sure there's other reasons, but yeah. Twilio actually had a pretty decent recovery back up to the resistance here. Got 2 rejections. Closure above this, I think, is very bullish for Twilio. At this stage, looks bearish. Any follow-through action here really could tank this market back down. Look for it to come back down and then turn around and show that big lightning bolt soon. Hopefully we do get it. NVIDIA, whatever. Pins, very close to being able to keep following this. We'll keep following the situation. Tan, whatever. Roku, ugh, disgusting. We'll come back to that situation. Etsy, nice break. Nice break. Pull back. Kind of feel pretty strong on Etsy. I took it at 210. We'll watch the space, but it looks all right. Keep going. We've got to keep going. DKNG, pull back now, hoping for about 55. Airbnb, beautiful. Good pullback. Didn't even know it came down here. Oh, it's got to turn. I told you guys, Airbnb sucks. It goes up hard and then it gets dumped. It sucks so bad. Stupid IPOs. Less than 12 months. They're just terrible. You got to give me a thumbs up if you agree with terrible IPOs, guys. This is the zone I want to see turnaround. Jump into the smaller timeframes. Look for your lightning bolts, guys. It's in our red area. And the red area is the area you want to look at if you like to take things that have been on the market for less than 12 months. INTC, nothing yet. Look at 55. Sleeper hit. Sleeper seasonal November hit, this one. Spot. The recovery happened. It's not bad. Weekly. Okay. I don't mind it. Quickly, we've got to keep going. Netflix, whatever. NVAC, still in the range. Path. Okay, whatever. Unity. Back down to 115. That would be sweet, but 121 probably won't do it again. And then we've got Zillow, sleeper hit incoming. We're gonna check out Zillow in the next couple of days. All right, guys, here we go. The market is about to open. We've got to set that up. AMC, where are we? We've got Tesla. We have to look at AMC on the open. Ding, ding, ding. We are open. US 100 comes in at 15,304. Remember, not much is going to necessarily happen until Papa Powell talks. We could be at down here around that 15,275 before he discusses. Usually during his discussion, I don't have the stats. I really should pull them. Whether the market goes negative. I feel like it usually goes negative when he's talking. Does anyone know in the chat? Let us know. Does he usually... PK Subman got burnt by Airbnb yesterday. Why, PK? It shouldn't have burnt you too bad. It came back down, sure, but it hit that level. Tom, which broker do you use? Depends what you're doing. So I use different brokers for different things. I tend to find that no, there is no one broker that's glorious across the board. In America, you have better options. I would say for stocks, look, we use a kind of like a privatized broker, which is a bit different. But Tasty Works and Tasty Works is pretty good for options from Australia into the US. Some other ones from Australia that are pretty good if you just want to buy stock non-leverage would be Stake, Superhero, cheap, basically Robin Hoods of Australia. Depends on the country you're in. IB has a lot of different, literally almost has everything on its platform. Support, I'm not sure about IB support. Maybe it's better in America. So we open here at AMC just underneath 40.50. This is the rally point that a lot of people want to have. So this is right where you start to look for your price action. You need price action for AMC to come through. Watch it here. It's at the zone. If you're wondering why I'm saying it's at the zone, previous resistances and supports. The next level support here is around 38-ish dollars for it. We get some instant recovery on the QQQ. Let's check this out. A little bit of recovery here early. Buy the dip from the retail crowd. And the SPY, SPX. There we are. So we're right around the zone. A little bit of recovery here. 0.21, 0.26 on the US 100 early in the session. Notables. Any notables? Not really. Beam a little bit up. I do like that stock. Nothing too cool. Let's go over to play. Daily. Nice. We followed this one up yesterday. I'll bring that over here. So play breaking through at this point, 4.96 up. Be great to get a close up here. You can see the nice channel it's got. That'll be interesting. ONCT was another one we were watching, looking for a closure above this 450 area to really start triggering there. Sends. Oh, it's been so good. Who sent this one through? So good, dude. Great trade, man. Higher lows, closure above. I love that trade. There's a good one. Well done. Still going too. PayPal. No test above this. We're still looking for a 281 break for PayPal to get ignited again. I think PayPal, I don't even know why it's possible, is kicking Square's ass right now in crypto. They're killing them. Yes, Stake is, well, you can use Superhero as well, Russell. You can use, yes, that's right. SPRT will be halted almost immediately due to that. Kudal says a lot isn't on Stake. Yeah, generally free stuff in Australia is only for, like, it's not for me. I wouldn't use it. But if you want free stuff, that's there. As I said, IB, pretty much any of the major brokers will let you buy US stocks. If you want leverage, then you can use a whole bunch of different providers. I mean, obviously, we work closely with Pepperstone. They're mostly CFDs. You know, there's a lot of stuff that you can use. Heaps of different brokers out there, guys. There's no one fits all, unfortunately. No one fits all. If you want options, though, I really think there's some other ones here. Greg Hartman says, Tom, mostly every time the old Fed talks, the market drops as he speaks. That tends to be, I think, the way it would go there. Now, hopefully I haven't missed any super chats. Thank you very much for people that have supported the stream today. I do appreciate it. I'm sure Dave would have sent me a few there. Carl Kenner says SPRT isn't on Stake. It won't be. Stake will not have crazy kind of stocks. It doesn't have a full overview. If you want everything you can possibly get in Australia, generally IB will have the most. Don't know, Scott. I've never had a problem with anyone transacting on it. Yeah, we use Stripe, so it should be fine, man. Stripe. It's probably your bank, because sometimes we're overseas. Sometimes the bank won't have, you'll have like a limit on overseas transactions. But thank you very much for supporting us. Feel free to message me and I can sort it out for you, I'm sure. We can take PayPal, but we've got to do it separately. And then Craig Francis wants us to look at one of my favorite stocks, Net. I do love Net. So good though. 123. What a beautiful thing. You guys know I loved it so much over here. So much love for net. Weekly. I mean, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? You've got here long leg doji, in still didn't close above. This could be your first chance for net to actually close above and keep ramping. Not my favorite type of trade here, but still looks like there's no signs of weakness, no signs of indecision. Ian Douglas says, "Do you guys ever cover forex?" Absolutely, man. we do it every Wednesday in our private, our private community. We obviously cover FX. We obviously have FX Evolution in the name. We've become FX Evolution. We started it back in 2010 or whatever. We do FX. We do commodities. I don't do FX here because it's ratings poison. All right, it's poisonous. Ratings poison is FX. But we do it on the Wednesday webinars, which they're free. You can come and attend those. Jump into the public Discord community and come on over. Come on over. Hey, Tom, super chatted about ZMTA. Could you please take a look? Absolutely, sir. Sorry if I missed it, Georgie. Just always keep hassling me. One of the mods will always pick it up. Let's have a look at ZM for you. Haven't touched this one since last time. Oh, look at it, though. The God setup. Beautiful stuff. Love that trade. Yeah, that's a really nice trade. Take a snapshot, guys. That's a classic. This looks really weak, unfortunately. Unless you're wanting it to be weak. Closure underneath, not a good sign on the weekly. Kind of had a false movement up here so far and then rallied back down. It is hard to short, but if I was guessing, I mean, I'd go 308. I feel like this stock has had its time. It's had its hype. It's had everybody. I think a lot of big Wall Street people made huge mistakes on Zoom over here. Everyone was buying it. I've consistently hated this stock for the last, probably year. I've really hated its price, but we've traded it a few times. Yeah, overall, this is not a positive sign. And if this actually did close the week, like underneath here, I really believe it's shorting. There's quite a few hyper stocks that are showing similar things than this. Even Roku looks very sick on the charts at this stage. Yeah, weakness here, man. I feel like 308. The chart doesn't look great. Russell Waite says mRNA dropping right now. Let's have a look at Moderna. US 100.14. So it's all over the place here early with the long leg doji on the weekly, the indecision. Whenever you see indecision like this, possibly only best to scalp if you're going to trade that market. Remember, if the market has no direction on the weekly, how can you expect to be traded the daily effectively? So when you see big weekly indecision, it's going to be hard to trade the daily. We've got that 400 with it in the middle of the range. Unless you want to sell the top or the bottom here, that's all you'd be doing. Yeah, looks okay. 1 hour. Yeah, I mean, you could really see if it busts this. Whoops. If it busts this low, what the hell what is that? There it is. That could be quite weak for it, shouldn't it? Couldn't it? Peak, man. Yeah, not a strong trade, but yes, does look weak. Gets under 387. Further weakness could ensue. So morning of the Fed discussion, Jerome Powell coming out now in 21 minutes. Kansas City Fed, if you want to get the live stream. I posted it in the Discord community. You guys can go check that out. It does look a little bit weak here. Will we get down to 15,275? Now, we know whatever Jerome says is usually negative towards the market initially. So that could really start that rally down. If you're looking at buying the dip, let's say it does occur, around 15,180 will be previous resistance. Will it occur? I have no idea. This is a day I usually don't day trade. Papa Powell scares me, guys. He scares me, But I would love some direction here. The market is, you just have to trade within the trades. Which ones are going down now? Apple weakness makes sense. Snow pulling back, again, makes sense. I want to talk about Zillow for a second. No one talks about this stock anymore. But I saw this on the weekly. Check that out. Big hammer. Okay. Big move. Would like to see green here. It's a very hated stock. Daily volume. Now, what I'm looking for here is, do we see an increased level of volume? Because if we have big hedge funds buying, that can be a good sign, especially at bases. So we saw a reduction in overall volume. Then we saw a bit of a pickup occur around this point, and it's kind of remained consistently higher than it was over here. See what I mean? It's remained consistently higher. I'd like to see the volume keep coming through after those earnings, and then for it to actually break through 100. I think that's going to be a big deal for it. Close above 100, or if it pulls back here, do this like that. That's a plan, and I'm going to keep watching this Z stock, because I believe there could be a trade here in the future. What do you guys think? I don't really care about the technology, though I am coming around to the idea of people buying houses virtually. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it is possible people put down some big cash on that type of stuff. Yeah, that's the trend line we need to bust to really get some big moves here. But the reason why I like it is because when you think about the pricing, it was $200. It's currently $100. And the hypes came through, but we got the beautiful trend line. We'll keep watching you, Zed. I'll come back. Monica Nakamura, $5 super sticker. Thank you very much, Monica. Appreciate your support. You're always massive supporter here. Truly Messiah says, Tom's all in for Square already. Yeah. Well, I did clip it a little bit. I told you guys, I'm not a big fan of the old Afterpay purchase being forced through, mostly because realistically, old Jack Dorsey, he's getting smoked by PayPal. he doesn't implement. He must implement. When he implements, I'm back on board. But we need to see that. Georgiov says DKNG pumping again. And then Scott Morgan says, Marvin the Martian, it's the Spank discount. It's not working out for you, Scott. It's not working out for you. Square is the Tom Kryptonite. That's right. I watched this stock, because you guys know. I watched this stock come down to 200, and I bought that puppy up. And then I got painfully sat there, 200 to 280. That was all right. This is okay. I was happy there. And then 200 again. And while all you guys were cowboying around saying, oh, look how much money I'm making, I was sitting here crying, waiting for it to come up. We sat there for a while. Again, didn't make that good money. And then it came back up. Could have made more in Apple. Look. No, it was okay. We did all right. But the point is that it did take a while. And it is my kryptonite. My true kryptonite a while ago was T-Doc. Thank God we dumped that beast. Thank God. I've learned my lessons over the years. Dumped that thing before earnings. I would have got punished. Severely punished by the T-Doc. And I'm still coming back for more, but we'll wait till the action settles there on the T-Doc. Gold taking a dive prior to the Papa Powell. Yeah, it's quite tough there. Tom, will the markets have a massive correction day? I kind of hope so. That would be cool. But for a lot of people, again, it won't be cool. I understand markets going down is not good for everybody. I'm talking about health of markets overall. But I couldn't tell you. Look, if you're going to go with Papa Powell being mostly negative towards sentiment, sure. But in light of the Delta, I kind of feel like there is that good chance that the Powell and everybody else push it back a little bit and the market goes, yeehaw, we're all good. And that's the big issue here. Will they push back tapering a little bit because of the Delta? The market will like the sugar rush, you would think. But I'm not that great at interpreting those things. What I'm good at is interpreting the price action. And currently, the price action has no idea what it wants to do on the indices. PK Subban says PLTR moving. We haven't looked at PLTR in a while. Ooh, looking decent. Okay, dude. PLTR's back on. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's good. That's good structure. That's good closure that could occur. I like you. Nice. Yeah. Solid. The reason why it's such solid structure is because you've got a little bit of rejections, but you're getting that nice movement through. And obviously you get a body close above here. I can just see it. You take this distance and it's going to price up very well to previous resistances, which is obviously a target. And then you really just set a pretty simple target. You've got your 27.30, currently 25.71. You go down to your 4 hour. You're looking for closure. You've never seen a closure higher than 25.60. So that'll be a key thing to look at during the session. Go to the 2 hour. Never seen a close above 25.68. Not as good a signal. Series of higher lows. So every one of these lows was higher than the previous one, which is also good, or very even, higher low breach. Could be good stuff. I like that one. That's actually not bad. It goes into the rotation again to be discussing. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for the support today. I wish you all the best weekend. I know a lot of you have been commenting and asking for different stocks, but I can't do everything, unfortunately. I do try to bring up as much as possible. Aaron Price says IWM ripping up 1%. So IWM trades off the 10-year generally. So if the 10-year is doing okay, then it will move up. And if you can see here, the 10-year has been doing all right recently. I guess that might be ripping it. Anyway, good luck, everybody. Have a great day. Let's see what Papa Powell has to say in 13 minutes. Kansas City Fed on YouTube should be the live stream. Let me just see if it's come up yet. Where are you, Kansas City Fed? I swear it's run by the biggest boomers ever. Like, you'd think you'd schedule it on your own channel. Oh, look, it's here now. It's so stupid. Look. So ridiculous. This thing, I'll post it again for you guys right now. Why wouldn't you schedule it, boomers? Well, that music. Can you go hear the music? Oh, yeah. Thanks, everybody. Good luck watching Papa Powell. I might even watch him. It is 11:48 p.m. here. And thank you for being great. Catch you on the weekend. And, of course, next Monday. Bye for now. Scott, I have no idea why the title is Uneven Economy.